All right, Keen, you're live.
Okay, it's 10:30. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order, but I see we haven't got a quorum. So if it's all right, Mr. Kitson, are you available, sir, to be appointed? Mr. Kitson.
Thank you.
Going on, if anybody has a cell phone, please mute it or turn it off. And Becky, will you please do roll call?
I sure will. Mike Copine, Keen Hudson,
Present?
Katie White, Mike Pearson,
Present.
Chris Norberg, and we've got Tom Kitson for quorum.
Public attendees, I don't see any. Approval of the minutes. If there are any changes to the minutes from November 10th meeting, they will stand as presented. No objection, okay. Okay. Just,
Terry stepped out.
okay, we can. I guess I must have scared her. Okay. You're fine. Okay, Terry, if you got anything, go ahead, please.
Sorry, I've been up a long time. Just the graphs that are in your packet. Our vaccine clinic is tomorrow. And then we are planning on delivering 2026 tags on Monday and Tuesday, which I think is the 29th and 30th, weather permitting. So that's all I
Okay.
had.
Okay, to anyone have any questions for Terry? Thank you, Terry.
Yep.
Okay, Circuit Clerk, Amy wasn't unable to make the meeting today and therefore there's no report. I see there's no one here from Judges, Public Defender, or Coroner's Office. Same with the Emergency Management Agency, Sheriff Wayland's unavailable at another meeting. Health Department, I don't see anyone from Health, nor do I see anyone from Probation. Same with the Sheriff's Office, obviously, Sheriff Wayland's, but if you check your package, you can see once again, they had a pretty busy month. Working relationship with other agencies was outstanding as it was not gonna, it's always gonna be there, which is great. Then we have Mr. Boonstra. Do you have anything, sir?
Sure, yeah. So in the last month, a little bit of changes in the office. I named Bridget Schott as my first assistant, and then Justina Palshevich was actually promoted to senior assistant state's attorney as well. So a little bit of change in our office. We also hired on a new assistant state's attorney, Chris Pickard, who joined us, and he's going to be doing juvenile work as well as traffic and misdemeanor work, as well as Veterans Treatment Court. So that's some of the stuff in the office. Last week, I was able to attend the Illinois State's Attorneys Association conference. It gets put on twice a year. The winter one is really the one that most people go to. There's a lot more involved in terms of updates to the law. Really good presenters that come through and present to the state's attorneys throughout the state. Excuse me. So we had some good attendance there, as well as some of the presenters that informed us about the forensics that are going on throughout the state. The turnaround times, which have improved drastically. A lot of the turnaround times for forensics now, as you may have imagined, took quite a while for DNA and biometric screenings and all of those things. We're looking at about a 30 to 60-day window now, so it's actually improved quite a bit. Some CSI related things and some traffic reconstruction stuff that was done, some new case law updates. So there was a wealth of information that came through. Other than that, not much more to dive into. I think there's some probably updates to collections if you want me to pull those numbers for you.
You up to full staff now? Pretty much?
Kind of. I answer it that way because there is still an assistant state's attorney position that's available to be filled. The intern in our office is going to be taking the bar in February, and with any luck, she'll pass that, and then she'll start as an assistant state's attorney probably late March, early April.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Okay, as usual, your office is doing a fine job.
I appreciate that. So for the collections numbers, for It would be for November because we haven't gotten through December yet. Collections numbers for November would be $7,548.23 for a grand total of $120,277.80. Becky, let me know if you need me to repeat any of those. And 80 cents, yep. And I think that would be, I think I gave the numbers in October too, so I'm not sure that you need those yet. I can go through them again if you'd like me to. Yep, so October was $10,532.27.
Yep. Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah,
Abandoned properties, Jeremy, have anything? I'm sorry.
Charlie, do we change companies frequently? I mean, on the collection part of that?
not frequently, no. So Harris and Harris was the one we had before.
Yeah,
We changed from them, it would have been last, I want to say October, November of 24.
okay, and they get a percentage of what they collect?
They
Is that
do,
how it's
yep.
Still, okay,
Correct, yep. So we switched over to Paycourt, and Paycourt has been doing a really good job.
so you're happy with the results you're getting of income from it?
Correct,
Working.
yep. We've been getting a lot more activity from Paycourt than I think we ever did with Harris and Harris.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Charlie, out of curiosity, where is Paycourt based out of?
I don't know the
That's
answer to
okay.
that.
I'm
Yeah,
just curious.
Yeah.
Okay. fine.
there's several jurisdictions throughout Illinois that use them though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now Jeremy.
Nothing to report. To this month, we actually did not have a nuisance property meeting this month. So hopefully in January, we have an update to provide for you.
Okay, thank you, Jeremy. Northwest Illinois Criminal Justice Commission quarterly report. There is no report as there was no meeting in November, but next meeting will be December 18th. Okay. There are no items for unfinished business. New business. We don't have anything other new. I'm sorry.
Question. Jeremy, I know you're trying to work with everybody to get them to attend these meetings. But and I know things come up, if they can't be here, can we try to get them to at least have a report?
So I've requested that.
Okay,
Hoping to get that.
well, I know it's
folks come
not done
on board.
overnight changing
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
I think it's important that the committees be able to at least review stuff and see what's going on. Terry, we thank you for coming in through the snow
Yeah.
because it's important for the committees to be able to see what's going on and have some merit to this. I know there's been question about should we combine things and so forth.
Mhm.
And I know you're working on it. I just didn't know how we're,
Yeah, no, I sent out a request to all department heads throughout the county last month, 2 months ago, asking for that exactly, to make sure, and again, it's an important part of how we govern, right? And how is the county board supposed to create policy and serve their citizens if they don't know how the operation is operating, right? So we're working through that. There's some things to think about with that. I mean, there's only so much we can probably get from some of the offices. I don't necessarily expect the judges really to come over here and talk about that because it's going to be a lot of probably redundant topics that, let's say, Amy's going to discuss. So maybe that's some of the things that we need to talk about internally. But the expectation is that we get at least reports from folks, and things for all committee, members to review and discuss and continue to understand how the county operation is working. And are there
Yeah.
things that we need to change for policy?
I mean, the way I see it is we are putting in the time to these things to hear what's going on, have some opinion on it.
Right.
And we're only 6 months from starting the budget process. So it's kind of, I'm going to take it back to industry for a minute.
Right.
If you don't show up for the things I want you to do, when you get your review, you may not get a raise.
Right.
So somehow we need to put some teeth in it so that we at least get reports.
So, and that's what I asked for. I mean, again, for you guys, not just to create policy, but for us to craft the budget,
Yeah.
we'd like to know what's going on. And it's very hard for us to do that, or hard for the board to understand how the budget is ebb and flowing if you don't know what's going on within each department operation at least from a board or a report perspective, right? And so we're working on that. And then again, Terry, thank you so much for showing up and giving reports. There's been a few folks that I've had one-on-one conversations with and to make sure that they're, trying to get back. And we'll continue to have those.
Well, I know it doesn't happen
Yeah.
overnight. So.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that
Can I
up.
chime in
Tom.
real quick with that too?
Yes.
So I mean, as a department head, we have a lot of flurry of activity from my office that intersects with so many of the other departments that I think a lot of the times, I mean, even with animal control or any of the other ones that come through here through county services and such, a lot of that stuff will be redundant, just because we're doing contract review and stuff that really won't make a big impact for at least the county board members. I think one of the things to consider too, to help get the department heads on board with this too, is perhaps there's some direction that you want, like what kind of information you want from them. I see looking at it, the judge's corner and public defender on there have been kind of grouped together. At least from like the public defender standpoint, they're dealing with the same stuff we're dealing with. So I think you're probably going to get the same things that we're getting, but also a lot of the stuff that they could talk about, they can't talk about because it's going to be that clients, they have privileged information. There's really only so much they can get into, how many closed cases they may have.
Yeah, coroner, I don't think I've ever heard anything
Yeah.
in regards.
But you know, like you just gave us a report on what we're doing for fines, how that's coming in. That's
Yeah.
important to know
Yeah.
that and be able to discuss it a little bit. And I guess like with the coroner, Jesse comes in, and I'm not picking on Jesse by any means, but he comes in at budget time, and we always talk about how he'd like to have the coolers and stuff. And we've talked about some information we'd like to have back, but we don't see him to hear if he's looked into it or not.
Sure.
And I guess I look at things like the sheriff gives us that report of what's going on, and that's, of course, is new with Clay,
Yeah.
but it's a wonderful thing to have. And sometimes, if you just, the judges even
Communication.
could say, we had so many cases, we had convictions, we had, I understand there's a lot of stuff you can't, but just looking at some of those things, Amy's normally here and gives us updates on things, and I understand everybody can't be here all the time.
And from the judge's standpoint, it might be easy enough to even have the circuit clerk's office pulling those numbers if you're looking for
Sure.
specific things in terms of how many felonies were filed. And we take care of that in my office anyway. We keep closed case logs every month of what's closed, how it's closed.
And that's all I'm looking at is some robustness, if you will, to the meeting of what's going on and what's happening. And, like Terry and I spoke this morning before the meeting, she's got 8 dogs. Well, one of them's going to be adopted out.
Mhm.
And yes, we don't need all the boring details, but it's nice to be able to have that interaction with the department heads of what's going on, what their needs are, what their future problems
Yep.
are, or certainly celebrate the successes.
Yep.
You just told us you've got an opening for a assistant state's attorney. I probably knew that, but I didn't realize it.
Sure.
But, and I guess I did know it because you had told us that this young lady was going to be taking the bar, but it's nice to have those updates from at least for me, from a board
Sure.
perspective too.
There's a lot of
That's
time in
good.
between these meetings. You're not going to remember everything either. So.
Right.
Well, I like the idea also that the heads come here for several reasons. And one is they're physically here. And sometimes you don't think about questions until you look and see who's here. And there may be a question that you're not going to ask, that the thought may be there, whatever. And then that way they can explain it in person. Sometimes is better than a report. You can't put everything in a report. But I also feel those people who watch our meetings, they're hearing it right from the source. So they understand, and I always feel in some degree that may eliminate some questions that they may have because they've already explained it. It just saves a lot of hassle. And department heads, I'll just use your office, Terry. It may save you getting questions asked about things because you've already reported and they know, well, she had 8 dogs and they just adopted out one. So they know the office is functioning and you're doing your job, obviously. So, and I have to say, thank you for being here also today. Okay,
Here's gonna.
go
Mike.
ahead.
Or Keen. I think a lot of that too, like on this side of it, is the interest comes across when you guys do ask questions. That makes us feel wanted,
Value.
appreciated, valued, when you guys do ask questions. We may not have the answers right away, but we could get you something if you're in need, like Charlie was saying. But like on this end of it, you know, that helps us to want to come more often.
How'd your Facebook poll go?
Well, not very good. Um,
Sorry to bring it
You
up.
asked for it.
Why did you ask me that? No. We only got 2 people that donated. And it's probably, I don't know, 5, 6 bags of cat and dog food and litter. So it didn't go very well as I would have expected. I was kind of hoping that some businesses would have maybe donated but we don't, maybe the word just didn't get around enough. I know Facebook is huge, but, I don't know, we did what we could, I guess, this
Do you,
time.
do you prefer to have people just pick and choose and bring something, or would you rather have the cash to buy the right kind of thing you want for the animals?
So a lot of times, people will, I mean, monetary is okay, but if we really aren't picky because we always have to mix the food anyway. You know, as long as it's not something from Walmart like that.
Old
cute
Roy?
stuff. Yeah. Yes. When somebody tells me they feed that, it's like, please don't.
Please.
But yeah, we usually mix it anyway, so it doesn't really matter what brand we get,
Okay.
but anything helps.
You got anything, Dino? Okay, thanks. Okay, back to unfinished business. Don't have any items under new business. Not aware of any requests for an executive session. Okay. Entertain a motion for adjournment. Mr. Pearson first, Mr. Kitchen second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.